Xfinity 00. Cole Custer.
How are you?
First question for Cole. How about Hill Overton?
Yes, with WIXC Radio. Cole, this is your first year at the Cup level. What would be your expectations, and what would you consider to be a successful year?
Well, actually, I'm running the Xfinity Series this year, but you're good. I think it's definitely going to be a different, coming from the Truck Series. There's a lot of Cup guys that you're racing against, and it's just a new competition level. So you just really have to step up a little bit, and it's going to be a little bit of a different challenge. But I think we can do it, and we have a great team.
I think Stan back there has the next question. Kansas was working them over, so they're ready for you. Here we go.
No, I had to take a breath. Stan Creekmore with Outside the Box. Cole, you went through everything that the Truck Series had to do with caution flags and everything like that to try to even stuff. As your first year in Xfinity, you're going to have all these new rules as well about segments and everything like that. Have you thought about that, and how do you think it will affect your racing?
We'll see. I think we're still kind of trying to figure out if it's going to affect your strategy or not, but you're definitely going to be trying to race hard for those bonus points and everything. So it's going to be, I think that's going to be interesting. There's going to be a lot more to talk about during the race, and I think it's going to be a good thing for the sport.
Darren.
Dale McFadden with NBC Sports. What are some obstacles or struggles that your team has faced in basically creating an Xfinity team from scratch during this offseason? And what kind of advice have you gotten from like Tony Stewart in going into this first full season?
Well, it's definitely been tough. I mean, our guys are working extremely hard right now, getting cars together, and I can't even stress that enough, how hard they're working. And I mean, it's definitely tough. You're creating a fab shop, and you've never really hung Xfinity bodies before, so you're learning how to do that, and you're figuring out everything that goes with it. So it's not easy, but we have some awesome people that I think are really smart and can get it together. So I think we're going to have a strong team, and there's definitely. I mean, I have some great teammates that give me a lot of advice going into the season. I'm trying to get as much information I can from Harvick going into these different Xfinity races, because he's obviously one of the best in the Xfinity Series, and I just can't wait for the season to start.
I think Chris or Lee has one there. I think, Chris, you had your hand up first.
Chris Knight, catchfence.com. How was your birthday?
It was pretty good. It was definitely had some stuff going on, but it was a good time. We got some dinner at the end of the day, so it was pretty relaxed, and nothing too big happened though.
Do you think that you guys can come out and be championship material right off the bat, being a new team and new manufacturer and all?
I think so. We have some great people that are smart enough and capable enough of doing it, and I think at the start of the year, my start expectations a little bit lower, like maybe trying to be in the top 10 by just being solidly in there at the start of the year. But obviously, I think from what I've seen over the off season, we have some awesome people that are going to make some fast cars. So I'm looking forward to it, and I think we'll have a shot at it.
Lee?
Lee Spencer, Motorsport.com. How much time have you spent with Jabo, and what do you think you can pull in from him?
I usually probably see him once a day. I usually try and stay around the shop a little bit and trying to go in there every day. But he's one of the most level-headed people I've ever met, and he seems like he has his act together and is really smart. So I think we're going to be a great team, and I think we'll have some good season coming up.
Over here to the left, Zach.
Zach Albert, NASCAR.com. Cole, just how much did you learn from the handful of Xfinity starts you made last year, and just how big of a jump can you describe it being?
It's definitely tough. I mean, racing against the Cup guys and racing against some of the guys that have been doing it for a few years now, but it's definitely something that's hard to get used to, and you have some longer races, some more time. Well, actually, it's going to change now with the segments, but I mean, it's definitely it's a different speed of a race, and I think it's interesting though, and you're learning every day.
You've got all those voices that you can turn to, and you have, and you've kind of grown up there at the shop. Which one seems to be the most in sync with how you drive, that seems to, when that voice speaks, it fits what you're driving, and what is that?
I would say, I mean, I've tried to just get most of my advice from Kevin Harvick. I mean, I feel like I've related to him more since he runs a lot of the truck races and the Xfinity races, so he can really help me a lot with that. And it seems like he's kind of my go-to guy, I would say, right now. But obviously we have some.
It's a good one.
There's a lot of great drivers at Stewart-Haas, so if I could just get a little bit of information from any of them, I think it would be a great thing.
Excellent. Next question.
Louis Frank, Reuters. Obviously, the big news last year was Stewart-Haas switching from GM to Ford. Any advantages or disadvantages that you may not be familiar with a Ford chassis or before?
No, I mean, everything that I've seen with Ford has been awesome. I mean, they have some really great resources at their Ford Performance Center, and they have some great people. I think it's going to help us a lot, and you got to thank GM for everything that they did for Stewart-Haas. They've been with them forever, but I think this change is, it's going to be a good step for Stewart-Haas.
Stewart-Haas starts the Xfinity project with you. They've never been there. You've not been, really there full time. What's the end of the year? What makes success this year for you and the team? What's your position that'll say it was success?
Definitely want to make the chase. I think that's one of our goals starting out, and then hopefully, I mean, we'll take it one step at a time, I would say, and hopefully we can advance through it, and we'll see what happens from there.
Got some more questions for Cole. Well, they have given you quite a lot for them to write about, and we appreciate your time. It's always good to see somebody coming up from grassroots quarter midget racing and through the USACs and now all the way on up. It'll be exciting to watch you do what you do.
Cool. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Cole Custer.